Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is of course the Legendary Porpoise, and today we're going to be showing a video on how to make this really cool 3-story medieval fantasy home. I love this design. I think it's very unique. I think it's pretty cool. So without further ado, let's jump straight onto the intro and get on with the video. Alright everyone, so just like always, I'm going to give you the outline here, the numbers, everything you're going to need in order to build this home. This one is actually very simple. It's just pretty much 2 squares, but we just make it work. So there we have it, and what we're going to do now is we're just going to move straight on into the actual time lapse itself. So what we're going to do is, you can see here, it's going to be a little bit different, but I used the diorite blocks, and you're going to build it up all the way up 5 high, all the way around, and that's going to go for all of these layers. So the whole first story is exactly 5 blocks up, and you're going to kind of detail it a little bit with the diorite bricks, the small diorite block, and also some granite blocks. Now on the corners, you're going to want to use a little bit of travertine blocks just to kind of give it a little bit of a decoration and texturing as well. Of course, you know, texturing is something that I really try to do the best about. I think texturing can take a very simple build and truly make it into something beautiful and amazing looking, because without texturing, you just have the same basic blocks, you have the same basic designs, and whenever you get that, you know, block palette set, you do similar colors, and you're able to, you know, tweak it and change it to the way that you want it to fit, you know, a certain city, a certain, you know, era, a certain time period. You know, it really just adds to any build that you're creating, and it shows in your work, you know, as you continue to like fine-tune those texturing abilities. So as you can see here, this is where I started texturing. I started doing the travertine blocks, a little bit of granite. Now the central overhang is actually going to be a place where people would walk through. This building would be placed in a city where the path or the road would cut through the middle of this house, and, you know, citizens could walk through it, and the house and the storage room on the left hand side all just fit together very well with this build. And it just, I don't know, it just looks really cool. We have a small little patio overhang too that you'll see being completed as the video goes on, and it just adds a little bit of a level of detail, and it adds, you know, a fair sense of shape and direction for this house. And now, of course, moving on to the second story, you can see I decided to do a little bit of framing here, and you're going to want to build it up 6 high. Now, the backboard side of the house is going to go out 1 block, and you'll see as to why it's actually going to go out again on the 3rd story, just to give it kind of, like I said, a unique shape, a little bit of an overhang, and it just looks really cool. So now what you're going to want to do is, for the 3rd story, we're going to build those up 5 high, and they're going to be met right there on the corner. So they're not going to be joining the actual framing itself. They're going to be right there on the corner. So you're going to have 5, and they're going to have 3 on the low end. And you'll see exactly why I did this shortly. Of course, using those table blocks, once again, I've just fallen in love with them. I think they're amazing. Putting them around the edge right there, giving it a little bit of finite detail. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the roofing now that the frame is pretty much done. So what we're going to do here is, we did a stair block, a full block, a vertical slab, a full block, a vertical slab, and repeat that process all the way to the center. Now I'm a fan of doing, you know, different kinds of roofs, but the full block, you know, and vertical half slab is just a good staple, and it's a good looking roof for this theme. Now for the porch or patio overhang, we're just going to do stair blocks all the way up, your basic triangular roof. You're going to fill it in with a little bit of wood there, because and you'll see why. It just gives it, like I said, a little bit of detail. And we're going to go 2 high on that wood, and then we're just going to use stair blocks all the way up until the center. Now that looks really good, because I didn't want that roof to be too high, otherwise it throws off the rest of the build. It took a little bit of practicing to get that right, but I think it came out very good in the end. Then filling it all out with blue roof. I won't show all that, so we're just gonna skip on ahead, but you know, you get the gist. We're gonna fill in the roof with whatever color you want. I still love the blue because I think it ties into the fantasy build very well. Now for the walls, we're just gonna use some gray plaster, and I used all clean in this video, and then you can decorate it, you know, with some dirty gray plaster, things like that, because it looks very good, you know, giving a little bit of dirty details, you know, things like that. But what you're going to want to do is, and you don't have to, but I actually use the logs, you know, as framework. So it's not just a solid wall of gray. You have some logs there, giving it, some texture, giving it some difference and some framing. So here we go. We're going to add 2 more onto the 3rd story. Once again, 5 high. And now this is a little complicated, and I'm going to have to show you later on in the video. This is tough. The roof for this build can be a little complicated. I'm going to do my best to explain it whenever we get there. Once again, though, for the walls, using a little bit of Tudor blocks, just filling it in, making it look good. Now this 3rd story has a lot of windows, which really adds to the theme of the build and adds to the feel of it. I think it looks very, very good. So we're just going to fill it all in here and have the Tudor match the height of the joining, framework block, the logs. And then what I did is I actually used some spruce blocks to give the window some framing, and it came out very, very well. I really like the way it looks, but here we go. So here comes the fun part, the roof. Now, like I said, I'm going to explain it to you the best I can. So we're going to do a stair block on the outside, okay? Then we're going to do a full block, okay? And you probably have to slow down the video here because it's hard for me to tell you how to build it without like sounding like an auctioneer and just shooting through it. So just look at this shape and, slow down the video, zoom in, do whatever you have to do. If you need help, I'm more than happy to kind of try to put a description in the comment section or something like that. That might be able to help you out. But the roof pretty much goes up to a peak, and then it slants all the way down to that lower side, and it looks really, really cool. I love the way it looks. So here we go. We're going to repeat it here, and I got a little closer so you could see it. So it's still a mixture of vertical half slabs, full blocks, and stairs, but the downward part takes some normal half slabs into account to give it that more more slant, a roof with a higher slant, or a sharper slant is really what I should say. But like I said, it just goes all the way up to the peak, and then we fill it in, of course, with the blue. Now, once again, I'm not going to show you filling in everything, but we're going to finish off with this wall, which is going to go 3 high and match those oak framings. And then we're going to fill in the roof and get on with the walkthrough. Okay, everybody, so here it is in all its glory. I added a little bit of road going through so you can kind of see, how it works and everything. But I love this build. And here's a little fly around. You can see I added some window details, some shutters, some overhangs. Nothing much really, just the very bare bones, simple decorations. I think for the majority, this house kind of speaks for itself. In the way it's designed and everything, and to how it looks. Now, of course, we use a little bit of beams. The windows back here are the, wood stairs and some shutters, but, you can kind of get the gist on this fly around how exactly to decorate it, or at least how I did. Of course, you can decorate it however you want and customize it however you want. I mean, that's perfectly fine. But I just love the way this came out. As you can see, it's definitely got like a presence to it. It definitely has, an atmosphere. There's the walkway once again. Here's the little storage room that we were making. Now, this would be for the family. This would not be for the city or anybody else. This would be for the family storeroom because there's really not a lot of store space in the house itself. So here we're going to walk on in, and this is almost like a little foyer area, just to kind of sit down, relax, welcome to the home kind of thing, where the homeowners would greet their guests and everything like that. But you can see here, it's just very simply decorated, but I really like it. I like that banner. I just kind of threw some shapes together and made it work. I'm not very good at them. But we're going to go up the stairs here. And on the 2nd story, you're going to see here, it is a really cool kitchen area. All right, and / eating area. And I love the way this came out. Now, there's no chimneys or anything in this build. It's just simply a furnace and, recipes, pots and pans. We have some stuff on top of the cabinets. I love that. I think it came together really, really well. And of course, we have the kitchen table, we have some stuff up on the shelves there. And I love the way it came out. I thought that kitchen area was very, very cool. I thought it was actually, a very nice looking kitchen given the space that was provided in this build, which I didn't really take into account whenever I built it. So I just kind of worked with the limited space that I had. And up here, we're actually going to get to the bedrooms for the family. So once again, it's a very high vaulted ceiling, but I think it looks really, really cool. And we're going to go check out the master bedroom first. So going on in, you can see here, it's actually pretty spacious. It's not really a very small room, but they have a very nice dresser area. You know, they have some a decorative pot there, and the bed and the curtains and all that. Now, the bed, I put a headboard. I've never really done that before, but I thought it came out really cool, and I thought it actually fit really well. I really like the way the bed came out, and you know, this whole building, really and truly. But in here, this is actually going to be a children's like playroom or bedroom, and you can see here it's very small. It's almost like Harry Potter under the stairs kind of feel. But you can see here they have some flags above their beds. You know, they got their bunk bed. They got some books on the walls. You know, just a very simple life, but I love the way this little room came out. It's almost like just like a small little cranny in the house, but yet homely and very pleasing at the same time. So once again, I love the way that came out. But that's pretty much the interior of the build. Now, like I said, I know it wasn't a ton to go through and to look at, but of course, you know, you could configure this home, you know, however you'd like. Now, like I said, I just think it came out really, really cool. And I'm going to give you one more fly around. You know, we're going to take a peek at it on our way out. And once again, this is the home. I mean, I love it. I think it came out very well. It's definitely very unique. It's definitely a very different kind of home, but I'm not going to complain. I think it came out really well, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I hope you enjoyed the process and the time lapse. But, you know, this is, of course, the legendary porpoise. You know, I'm glad y'all enjoyed the video, or at least I hope y'all did. But thank you for tuning in once again. You know, this community is amazing. Each one of you are amazing. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. So y'all take care. Be safe out there. Have a good day and happy gaming.